Kenesha, did Brian ever coerce you or pay you to talk to him?
Did anyone coerce you into making this statement today?
Sorry, I just came to coerce you into family brunch.
Is he coercing you? We can protect you from that prick.
Blink if you're being coerced.
You certainly don't berate him. He needs to know you're coming from a place of love and concern.
I'm sorry. I've been berating you about dragging your feet.
You come in here to my office and berate me. You can berate patients all you want.
You can berate me all you want. I'll sit here and I'll take it.
You berated Joe for being a bad cop.
Does that assuage your guilt?
Are you sure you're not just trying to assuage your own guilt?
But to assuage any doubts.
I would want to assuage those concerns, but you are neither family nor friend right now.
I wish there was some way to assuage my guilt.
But Peter had so much fatherly concern for me that I felt obligated to assuage his fears.
So, forgive him or not, don't antagonize him.
Don't antagonize him, he's got a gun!
Don't antagonize her, okay?
Is there some reason you needed to antagonize him like that?
Oh, please, you're just saying this to antagonize me.
What I am trying to say is that it is too risky to antagonize Moscow.
And I swear that I won't antagonize the ghost anymore.
You hit dead end after dead end, but you still keep on searching. It doesn't deter you. In fact, it only drives you to try harder.
Remember, your very presence in this house is enough to deter a robber.
I leave the TV on to deter criminals.
Wouldn't a movie playing deter people from breaking in?
Using Q's account, they post a link to a lengthy diatribe.
Would you like me to drive so you can continue your diatribe?
This was an impressive diatribe by Rupert Lindsay, but with no purpose or consequence.
Hitler's diatribe on Aryan superiority is not an appropriate theme for a 6th grade book report.
You don't think that's a little, I don't know, brash?
How?
For me to just approach her like that.
No one should get hurt because of a dumb mistake I made as a brash young detective.
Well, frankly, sir, you're still acting like that brash, dumb detective.
He's a rude, brash jerk. You'll love him.
What shit? I'm too brash, I'm too impulsive.
False alarm, it was nothing.
How was that cacophony nothing?
During dinner, I could tune out the cacophony of chewing.
Can you please attenuate the cacophony out here? Ah! Turn down the music.
You hit dead end after dead end, but you still keep on searching. It doesn't deter you. In fact, it only drives you to try harder.
Remember, your very presence in this house is enough to deter a robber.
I leave the TV on to deter criminals.
Wouldn't a movie playing deter people from breaking in?
Our harvest dwindles as winter approaches early.
Since then, our numbers have dwindled, but we're always on the lookout for new members.
The quantity of the population and the food supplies dwindle.
Over the past 5 years, his business has dwindled down to almost nothing.
My dad did what he could, but then he started to dwindle away.
Chances of survival are dwindling into single digits now.
Couldn't love someone stunted. I read that adults who had a stunted childhood often become social misfits and weirdos.
I mean, they don't grow up emotionally stunted, do they?
Well, many of the priests that I treated were psychosexually stunted.
Did you ever consider that your career advancement was stunted by your professional conduct and not by imagined prejudices?
Pool party, huh?
Yeah, and he said bring your swimsuits. He was pretty adamant about it.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid Lord Cordler was adamant about purchasing this particular item.
Tried to have other guys drive her, but she's adamant. Only you.
Rick is quite adamant that his replacement be a person of color.
What does adamant mean? If someone is adamant about something, they are determined not to change their mind about it.
She was a woman ardent for learning.
I am an ardent supporter of consumer rights.
Half the men in this church, including you, Father, and you, Reverend, are as ardent patriots as I.
What does ardent mean? Ardent is used to describe someone having or expressing intense enthusiasm, passion, or a strong feeling about something.
This is going to be a long and arduous process.
Okay, so this is going to be a long, arduous surgery.
How can you be so calm?
Long, arduous hours of practice.
The challenge is one of this school's great traditions, but it is arduous.
What does arduous mean? Something that is arduous is difficult and tiring and involves a lot of effort.
I mean, what exactly is going on in Hawkins? What's doing these killings?
That's what we're trying to ascertain.
That was more than enough time for me to ascertain everything about you.
I find it hard to believe that this kind of information could be ascertained simply by looking at a picture.
I'm simply trying to ascertain if this cowboy here is taking advantage of you.
Ascertain. Ascertain. If you ascertain the truth about something, you find out what it is.
Try to attain the highest average possible.
Again, we can only attain this through transparency.
We've lost our souls to attain this peace.
They attain power by overthrowing their father, Cronus, chopping him into little pieces.
What does attain mean? If you attain something, you gain it or achieve it, often after a lot of effort.
I also wanted to bring you your belated birthday gift.
I know that it's a little belated, but we got you the perfect wedding present.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
I'm married. Well, belated congratulations.
What does belated mean? The adjective belated means happening later than expected.
Oh, yes. Okay, the tablet. I would love to bestow it upon you, but we don't actually have it.
I have never crossed a boundary of your cubicle. And should that honor ever be bestowed on me?
And now, I bestow it upon you.
It's just, why would God bestow upon us a sexual desire that he then wants us to resist?
I'll save my time to Anne.
Nobody cedes their privilege.
I cede the stage.
Would you cede your duties to your vice president and for how long?
Therefore, I'd like to cede my time to another unquestionably worthy candidate.
What does cede mean? It means to give something such as control, power, or a right to someone else.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't need this today, all right? I am under copious amounts of stress.
A cigarette?
Yes, please. Intense copious amounts of nicotine.
There's copious amounts of paperwork.
The 828 passengers are able to see the future. Her brother's been keeping quite copious records.
What does copious mean? A copious amount of something is a large amount of it.
You know who covets this coat? Jocelyn.
That dude covets my second wife, and now he's coveting my hot water.
One thing is certain. The Nazis covet our territories.
He likes money, he likes power, but the thing this guy covets most, the wife, Livia.
The globe was torn apart by fighting, decimated by a pandemic, crushed by loss.
The government's decimating our rights.
The Republicans want to decimate your budget.
Look, I know that my credibility with you guys kind of got decimated today.
Europe was decimated. It was one of the hottest zones.
Decimate. Decimate. 1. To decimate something such as a group of people or animals means to destroy a very large number of them. 2. To decimate something such as a system or organization means to reduce its size and effectiveness greatly.
So, Phoebe, how was your date? Oh, well, you know.
Yeah, I do know.
Ugh, you were eavesdropping?
All right, I'll see you later.
Toodles.
What's that?
Caitlin, were you eavesdropping? Then there's nothing I can do.
Maybe I can help. Sorry, I was eavesdropping.
She's too old and frail for anything serious.
He's incredibly frail and his arms are weak. And when I punched him, he dropped so quickly.
I'm not as frail as I look.
He's frail, like a baby.
Jesus, he looks frail.
Frail. Frail. Someone who is frail is not very strong or healthy.
Why don't we just exchange emails and then totally hang out right now together?
No. Hard pass. Hard pass.
He wants you to come home so that we can be a real family. Hard pass.
Hope has graciously offered to give you a tour of the town.
Hard pass.
You can come too.
That's a hard pass.
Kelly, would you like to have dinner with me?
That's a hard pass.
What does hard pass mean? Hard pass is another way to say that you really don't want something that has been offered to you. In short, it's a strong no.
Hear my words and heed my warning.
Are you speaking of Mr. Sharp again, Elf?
I have heeded your warnings. You're special boy, Nathaniel. Study hard and heed my instructions here.
I think we need to heed his advice.
What does heed mean? If you heed someone's advice or warning, you pay attention to it and do what they suggest.
The pig moon. Every 18 years, the moon takes on a pink hue and it aligns with Orion.
I like the new hue.
You brought those yellow hues and tones to life.
That
rose, almost salmon hue.
What is juniper green?
Well, it's a hue of green that I found to be complementary against my skin tone.
Hue. Hue. A hue is a color.
It's inert unless you fire it. But don't fire it, you know what I mean?
The robot's engine is inert. It's asleep.
Michael, I detect one inert human form.
Separately, they are harmless, completely inert.
Inert. Inert. Inert refers to something that is inactive, unmoving, or lacking the ability to act or respond.
Leave whenever they want. We're talking about elderly and infirm people here.
My mother is old and infirm. You couldn't make her leave?
I'm elderly and infirm. I can't catch it. If only someone could help me.
But if you could sign this request that says you're too infirm to travel this month, it will at least give him the chance to prove you wrong.
Infirm. Infirm. A person who is infirm is weak or ill, and usually old.
When a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist.
When a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist.
And when a girl walks in with an itty-bitty waist.
I've got to get over there before that girl breaks his beautiful heart into itty-bitty pieces.
You had no idea you were working for an itty-bitty monkey?
You and Clotilda are more relaxed and lenient and soft.
Sometimes I'm too lenient with my kids. Sometimes I'm too strict.
I've been too lenient with you. I've spoiled you.
What does lenient mean? If you're not overly strict and you show tolerance and mercy when someone does something wrong, you're being lenient.
I loathe myself.
I loathe you.
I loathe you right now.
I so loathe you.
Loathe your politics, but I can still appreciate your art.
My most loathed Mary, I do not love you.
Loathe. Loathe. If you loathe something or someone, you dislike them very much.
Are you okay? Because you're sweating pretty profusely.
Are you okay? You're sweating profusely.
This is Ruby. She is bleeding profusely.
I'm here to apologize. Profusely.
I think I'm just gonna write him a really long letter just apologizing profusely.
Hey, how's my big crybaby?
I didn't cry.
Hey, I'm just teasing you.
What on earth? You were blowing on my ear.
I was teasing you.
Exactly.
You want Berate?
Mm-hmm.
It's camel stomach.
Is it?
I'm teasing. It's chicken.